I call the member for Kooyong.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise to support the motion moved by the member for Fowler to acknowledge White Ribbon Day and to condemn violence against women and particularly domestic violence. This notion of White Ribbon Day has its origins from a massacre in Montreal in 1989 at a university where 14 women lost their lives. The statistics in Australia about violence against women are quite alarming. 1 in 3 women over the age of 15 experience some form of physical violence or sexual violence. But the truth is, this is not just a statistic. Each one of those females is a person whose life will be forever changed by the emotional and physical trauma that they suffer at the hands of what is often male-dominated violence. For me, this issue was brought home when I was just a much younger person through the movies, and in particularly the New Zealand movie Once Were Warriors, based on a novel by Alan Duff, and it showed very graphically a level of horrific domestic violence in a Maori family. And I remember leaving that film and just being shaken to the core. And the person that I had gone to see the film with, we had to go and have a coffee to talk about the issue, because it had actually challenged us in a way that I'd never been challenged before. And another movie called The Bandit Queen, which is an Indian movie about a lady called Fulan Devi, who was repeatedly gang raped and suffered severe trauma and violence because of her lower caste system. And those two movies, for me, had a very dramatic effect on my understanding about the level of violence perpetrated against women overseas, but I know that it is perpetrated against women in our own country. So for me, Madam Deputy Speaker, governments must do everything that they can, and in that sense the Be Safe pilot scheme is one that we would like to see continued, which allows women who can be subject to domestic violence to alert authorities through a buzzer scheme. Law enforcement agencies must do everything that they can, and that's why I welcome the new Commissioner for Police in Victoria's comments on this matter. But it's up to the individual, and particularly men, to take the oath to commit themselves to ensuring that they never commit domestic violence or violence against women, or that they don't excuse or remain silent in the face of violence against women. What we need in our community is leadership. What we need in our community is greater knowledge and greater understanding of this issue, because it's not about statistics, it's about individuals, it's about people, and it's not just about one event or one night of crime or violence. It's about what it does to that person for the rest of their lives, affecting their capacity to be a mother or a daughter or a sister or a niece or a wife. Because once they have been subject to violence, they lose their confidence, they change their outlook, and that is something that they should never be subject to. So I commend the member for Fowler for this motion. I think it's extremely important that every member of this parliament, male and female, acknowledges the situation as it currently stands, that 1 in 3 females over the age of 15 are subject to some form of physical or sexual violence in their life, that we redouble our efforts, that where possible we use leading personalities in the community to educate, and that we reach across the age divide, we reach across the partisan divide, and we reach across the divide between men and women to ensure that we can do everything we can to eliminate violence in our community against women, because it is totally unacceptable.